guys, it's me Crystal. So today I wanted to talk about the reading journal that I'll be using for next year and also how I'm planning on structuring my TBR. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what I'm currently doing and why I'm wanting to make some changes. So for the last 2 years, I've been using just this regular lined notebook, and basically how this works is that at the end of every month, so like at the end of December, I would go through my shelves and pick like 5 to 10 books or so to put on the TBR for the next month. And my TBRs are not like, they're not like, oh, here are 7 books I have to read. It's more like, here are some books that I'm interested in reading. And basically it just speeds up the decision-making process, because it's like, if I am in the mood for those books, then great, I'll just go through the list. But if I'm not in the mood for any of those books, it helps me narrow down what I am in the mood for, and it just speeds up the decision-making process so that I don't end up with decision paralysis and then I don't read for 2 months. I do also keep up with my reading on Goodreads, but I like to write things down, so that's why I also have a notebook. But the problem with this format, though, and because my TBR is so flexible, is that I end up having to add books to it a lot, and sometimes I don't give myself enough room to add books to it, so it ends up getting kind of messy. And then if I DNF books, a lot of time, like, I'll make a note about the book that I DNF'd, or some notes in general, or I'll cross books out that I want to make sure I don't roll over into the next month, either because I'm super not in the mood for them or because I decided to get rid of those books, whatever. And because I like to flip through this book at the end of the year to like pick out my top reads for the year, when I'm flipping through it, it just ends up kind of messy and things are hard to see. But the biggest reason why I wanted to change is because I just wanted like more space to like take notes and also to just interact with the reading journal more, because like with this, it's like, it's kind of stationary, it's kind of flat, and while I think it's pretty with all the different colored pens, it's just like, there's not a lot to do here other than make like little notes in the space that I have to write notes and like check off the books that I read. I didn't want to do like a bullet journal kind of a reading journal, because I love those. I love how like creative and beautiful they are, but I know I'm not going to take the time to do that every month. And so I don't want to put myself in a situation where it's like, it's time to make my reading journal, and then I don't feel like it for 3 weeks, and then I don't have a reading journal for that month. So I wanted to pre-make a reading journal so that I made sure I had something pretty to look at that I didn't have to like make at the beginning of every month, because that would put pressure on me or whatever. So I decided to make this. Now in hindsight, I probably should have gotten this in a bigger size, because it turns out that this size was giving people grief. But this is the size I wanted to go in for 2021. So we have our cover page, and then yeah, I wanted to go through and kind of show you how I structured it. And then, yeah, talk about how I'm going to do my TBRs next year. So I wanted to, and I actually did make this myself. I used Pages, and I wanted to like, I thought it would be fun to fill in, to like color in books as I read them. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but that way I can like, you know, have a little bit of like spontaneity or spontaneous creativity or whatever. And, you know, if I so chose or whatever. So there are, I think, 49 books on each page, because it's like 12, 12, 12, and 13. And it's 2 pages. And then I'm not going to read 98 books in a year, but I wanted to give myself plenty of space and plenty of books. And then on this first page, I have my priority books. So I think I mentioned in my last video that I make a list of books I want to make sure I read the next year. And usually I read only a very small amount of those books, but I'm going to try, you know, to do better. So here is my list of books, and as I read them, I'll just check them off. And so that way I can see, you know, pretty quickly if I succeeded in reading these books or not. And then I just have a list of all my reading challenges and the descriptions and the example books that are in each category, because I just thought it was nice to look at. So basically what I'm doing is each month has a style theme, and then each month they'll also have a reading theme. So what I'm planning on doing is just like kind of drawing things out of a basket We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll go back to what I was doing, which is at the end of every month, going through my shelves, going through my ebooks, and picking out anything that I feel like I'll be in the mood for in the coming weeks. But I thought it would be fun to kind of shake things up. And so I'm going to show you what I have. So basically I have a list of all my themes on these slips of paper. And so what I'm going to do, I think, is put the themes in a basket and pick out a theme every month. Now for January, I might pick the theme, or I might draw a couple of different times to make sure I pick like a more challenging theme, because at the beginning of the year, I'm always like really excited, and and so that's usually when it's like I follow my TBR to a T for like the first like 2 or 3 months of the year. And so that would be like the best time to like pick a challenge that like at the end of the year I might be more on the fence about or less energetic about or whatever, but we'll see. So, but I have them all on slips of paper. This is really time consuming, by the way. Not this part, just like in general. So I also have these slips of blank paper so that as I pick up new books during the year, or if I realize I didn't write a book down, because I know there are several books that I have that are unread that I didn't put on slips of paper, then I can write them and add them to the appropriate pile, and everything is color coded. That's what was so tedious, is that I have several small piles of books that go along with each theme. I also have a pile of ebooks and a pile of graphic novels. So I think I mentioned in my end of the year tag video that I have 9 reading themes. So there's actually 12 pieces of paper here, because I also put in my flex themes. But I don't think I'm going to be drawing the flex themes I've had. I think I'm just going to use them as I need them. But that does mean I should have 11 different bundles of books that I wrote down for each theme. 9 themes, and then plus the ebooks and plus the graphic novels. And I think I also have an audiobook one, so I might have 12 of these, just because I thought it would be fun to like also like pick an audiobook or an ebook or a graphic novel every month, because I have a lot of unread graphic novels and I didn't want to make that a theme per se, but I thought it would be fun to make sure I have like a graphic novel and an ebook, and I only have a few audiobooks, but an ebook or an audiobook on the TBR every single month. So we'll see if this works, but I'm excited about it. It seems like it's fun. Yeah, I'm not too much of a mood reader, but every once in a while, I am like just a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to pick a couple books for each theme and then like draw out of a basket for the rest. But I'm planning on drawing exclusively right now, but we'll see how I feel when end of December comes. So this is how the reading journal is structured, and basically every month is going to start with a theme. And so January's theme is Starry Night, and then I have this blank space for me to use one of my calligraphy pens and write in the reading theme, like super pretty. So in January, for example, it could be, anything but fantasy or paranormal. And then I would write that there. And so, yeah. And then on the next page, I decided to pick 10 books for the TBR every month. Even though there are definitely some months where I have 12, 15 books on the TBR. When I went through the last couple of years and this current setup, the most amount of books that I actually read in one month was 12. So, and that was only once. So I decided that every single month I would pick 10 books for the TBR. That way I have a lot of flexibility in case I'm not in the mood for something, or in case I DNF something or whatever. So yeah, so every month has a TBR page. And then I have 3 pages that look like this. So I have 3 pages of 4 blocks, and for a total of 12 books. And so basically it's just title, author, genre, pages, because I want to keep up with like the longest book that I've read in a year and the shortest book that I've read, and it'll be easier to do that if I write the pages down for the books. And then I guess I'm going to fill in these. I don't know quite how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm just going to be like kind of sloppy with it or if I'm going to meticulously color them in. We'll see what I'm in the mood for every month. And then like some notes, because like I said, I like to make notes sometimes. And I'm also hoping that this encourages me to like write some more reviews, because right now I only write reviews if I like get an arc or if I feel like super strong about something. So I thought maybe it would help if I made a few notes as I finished each book. Like maybe it would help me write more reviews or whatever. So yeah, so I have 3 pages like this, front and back, and then front again. And then on the back of this page is where I'm going to put my favorite read for that month. And then at the end of the year, I'll just look at these pages and pick my top reads of the year from these pages. And so I have notes here just in case I want to make notes on why this is my favorite book of the month. But what I'm planning on doing is taking a picture of the book and either with a camera or printing one out and pasting it in this box here. So we'll see if that works, but that's what I'm planning on doing. And so I'm going to go through the other months, like just to show you the themes, in case you're interested. So February's theme is Masquerade. And also, this is my favorite picture. And in case you're wondering, with the exception of a few pictures, all of these came from Pixabay. I also might have a couple of pictures from unsplash.com or pexels.com. And there might also be a picture or two from a stock photo library that I had of stock photos that I have paid for and that I own. But most of these were like just a free stock photo site, and I picked Pixabay for going through these, but I did already have pictures that I owned, and so I did go through those folders as well. But yeah, that's pretty. And page. And then March's theme is, okay, so this is, I think it's vines or forest. And I don't remember. I did write it down. Okay, so March's theme is supposed to be vines. So I don't know why I picked this picture, but I did. But you can kind of see the vine theme here. And this was mostly just like me copying and pasting and then sometimes changing the font color if I needed to. Or if I felt like it would look better or something. And then we have March's end page here. And then April's theme is rain. So water droplets. This is like a second favorite. I really, really love like this picture. And then I use lightning. And then like storm clouds. And then like another water droplet situation. And then May's theme is floral. May is also my birthday month. So I don't know why I like roses. Like I love roses, but I don't know why I didn't pick something more exciting for my birthday month, but I didn't. And then we have these flowers in the background, and then multicolored rose. And we have these, which is one of my favorite rose pictures. And then June's theme is cathedrals. But again, my front page is a bridge. But anyway, I really like this picture, so I put it on there. And then this is kind of a cathedral in the fog. And then we have this cathedral for the wrap-up pages. And we have this end page here. And then July's theme is water. So that's really nice. I think it took me like 3 days to do this. I worked on it way too long. I needed to go to bed, but whatever. And we have some, what is that? A cliff going into some water. And then I think this is Niagara Falls, but I don't remember. That's really pretty. And then we have this end page, which is just like a serene like lake or something. And then August's theme is fog. And I did just kind of pick these themes at random. Basically, I just wrote down a list of themes that I liked and then assigned them to the month I thought it would make the most sense. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's just like a foggy forest scene. And then this one, I know you probably can't see. There's a picture of like a door that's like in the middle of nowhere. And then there's like fog and light coming out of the door. And then we have another heavy fog over some trees, over the forest. And then September's theme, I think, is mountains. And doesn't this look like a, what's his name? Like a Kincaid, like a Thomas Kincaid painting. And then we have like a mountain road for the TBR page. And then this is one of my favorite pictures, but it's just like a path of rocks going up to a snow-capped mountain. And we have our end page. And then October's theme is fall leaves specifically, but I thought this was appropriate. Put a pumpkin and a fall leaf. And so then we have some more for the TBR page. And then we have these fall leaves floating in some water, like a creek or something. And then we have this, which is another one of my favorite pictures, just a pile of colorful leaves. And then November's theme, this is one of my favorites. Again, it's just, what did I say? Yeah, it's letters and notes. And then we just have this open book. And then for the TBR pages, I just picked this notebook. And then we have our end pages. And so December's theme is stereotypically frost, because I just love winter scenes so much. And I love this. I love this. This is one of my favorite frost pictures. And then for the reading wrap up, we have like this iceberg. And then like one of my favorite color schemes ever, which is mostly covered up, but on this end page, like, can you see this color? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So next we have the top reads of the year. And I don't know if I'm going to try to print out little pictures or if I'm just going to write in here. We'll see what happens at the end of the year, but I just stacked these boxes just cause. Probably should have left it blank, but we'll see. But that's kind of how I want to stack my reads at the end of the year. It's like my most favorite read and then my other favorite reads. And then I have the shortest read and the longest read. And then I just have this blank page. I saw this picture when I was looking up Starry Night images for January, and I just thought it was gorgeous, so I wanted to put it in here. But then the rest of it is more plain. And so on this front page, we just have how many books I read that are in different number range. So 200 pages or less, 201 to 300, 301 to 400, 401 to 500, and then 500 plus. Probably won't be a lot of books that are 500 plus. And then I have hardcover, paperback, ebook, audiobooks, and then books I've read in multiple formats, because sometimes I'll read the ebook and the physical book, or the audiobook and the ebook, or something like that. I'm kind of interested to see how many times I actually do that. And then just for fun, I have male authors, female authors, and authors of color, where it's just probably going to take some legwork on my end. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to fill this out, because I do not know an author's gender sometimes unless they say a picture of them, and I also don't care. It's the same with authors of color. I don't really care, but like if I get to the end of the year and I feel like going through all my books and like seeing what the author looks like, then I'll do that. I wanted to give myself the option. And then next I have the genre and number of books. So I have nonfiction, poetry, sci-fi, fantasy, paranormal, contemporary, thriller, suspense, historical, horror, and mystery. I'm not sure I have enough spaces, but these are all the genres that I could think of when I was putting this together. So we'll see if that works. If it doesn't, I have some space on the bottom that I can add to it if I need to. And then I have categories and number of books. So adult, young adult, middle grade, children's, and fiction. I didn't put nonfiction down here in categories because I have nonfiction up here. So yeah. And then I gave myself 4 pages to write in books bought and books unhauled. And so because I don't normally keep track of the books that I get rid of. So I'm just curious to see how many books I get rid of next year and what exactly those books are. And then, so I have 4 pages of this. So I ended up giving myself 63 spaces. And I bought more books than that this year. But I was thinking, I bought so many books this year, I shouldn't buy that many books next year. So 63 should be enough space. But if I do need more space, I do have like just these 2 blank pages at the very end. So just plain. But the last page in the book, before we get to those blank pages, are plans for 2022. And also a place for me to take some notes. And this is another Starry Night stock photo that I'm using for these. So I did that this year too, where I made a bunch of notes to myself for next year. And also this is also the same notebook where I wrote in my themes and things of that nature. So yeah, so we'll see if this works for me. But I'm looking forward to it, and I think this is really cute. And yeah, so that is all for this video, and hope you guys are having a good December so far and that you had a good November. And I will see you guys in the next video, and bye.